Hello, my name is Peter. I've been coming to City Life for 24 years. There was never a time that I made the epic choice that I'm going to follow Jesus. I just followed Jesus. I was brought to church when I was a kid and never left. When I first started coming to the church, it was awesome because it was such a young church. I started right away in the sound. I started the lighting department, which I still run, except for coffee bar. I think I've been in every area of the church over the last 24 years. If I hadn't moved to Rollyview and started riding my bike to my friend's house, I never would have started coming to Word of Life, now City Life, and I never would have met my wife, and I wouldn't have my kids. You won't see right away the blessings that God is giving you. Your faith is going to have up and down moments. It's not going to be an even keel, right? Like they say mountains and valleys. Well, on a mountain, it's great. You can see the whole world, but you can't sustain life on a mountain. There's no water, there's no nourishment, there's no food, no nothing. You have to get down into the valley to grow. Through a lifetime of following Jesus, there's been a lot of blessing and there's been a lot of heartache. I watched my 6-day-old son die, and we didn't see the miracle happen the way that we wanted to see it. In the Bible, Jesus talks about a parable that says there was a man who built his house in the sand. The world came, took out his house, took him out. And then another wise man who built his house on the rock. And then the world came against him and his house, and he stood firm. We want our foundation in Jesus. But if you only have your foundation, it's kind of like a YouTube fail video. You see that person who's standing on a rock in front of the ocean and the ocean comes and wipes them out? That's a person who hasn't built a house. So when I was going through that ridiculously hard time of watching my son die, we had built a house. Right? So we had the people around us. We had the foundation in Jesus. We had a group around us that was praying for us, that was showing up at the hospital. We had people doing prayer meetings in their house. So if you have your house built on Jesus with people who have their foundation in Jesus, then you're going to stand the test of time. That's when the world hits you, you can easily stand firm in Jesus. Some of the things that I've done to build my house are I do a daily devotional. I also listen to messages throughout the week. Build your house, build community, get into a small group. And that's one thing that I think City Life is really good on, is building community. When you're in the church and you have nobody to talk to, walk in on a conversation. Just start talking to people. Get to know them. Build your house, build community, because that's how people are going to get around you to pray. Because if nobody knows who you are, how are they going to know to pray for you? Whether you've been a Christian a long time or Jesus is new to you, if you have longevity, if you wait, if you just stay in God, you will see over time that He loves to bless, and you'll be able to follow those timelines of blessing. Church is the one thing that's a firm foundation for people to walk into. Build your foundation in Jesus. Build your house in the church and just watch what God has to do. It's going to be pretty incredible.